This is the OPPO Find X9 Ultra. We all know this to be one of the best camera phones on the market when it comes to taking photos. But we decided to put it to the test and try filmmaking with it. Specifically, recreating some really popular cinema effects like the slow shutter effect, the Vertigo Effect, and finally, the whip pan transition effect, which is extremely popular in cinema. How good is this phone actually at capturing film-level effects? Starting off with slow shutter.
Which basically means everything in the scene is going to be moving really fast and frantically, but your subject stays still and calm. This is a very cool effect. I'm going to recreate it right now with Harith, who's actually working. He has no idea what we're doing. Say hi, Harith.
Yo.
To do this, I set my shutter speed to 1/8 of a second and ISO at the lowest of 400. To pull this off, you'll need to set your camera on a tripod. Your subject stays perfectly still or even moves in slow motion while your surrounding actors or your other talent move as fast as possible, almost exaggerated. This creates an in-camera effect that is absolutely incredible, where your subject stays isolated and still while everything around it is moving in chaos and frantic. Now, utilizing that 10-bit color and O-Log 2, we can color grade this to look as cinematic as possible, and it looks so good. But what if I want to take this to the next level and add movement?
I'm going to be going in a push in and curve to the left sort of thing. So I'm going to start here, push in, and then turn to the left to reveal the side profile. 2, 1.
So the goal here is to stay as steady as possible while keeping our subject almost centered, and the chaos just unfolds all around it. This does such a good job at capturing that chaos and peace at the same time.
Perfect. Awesome, guys. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Okay, so that does take a few tries to get the motion just right, but the last shot was really, really good.
And that right there is the result of the dynamic movement added to the slow shutter effect. This is a very stylistic choice and of course comes down to what you're looking to achieve in your film, but these are the two options you can actually go for. There's the static version and the new dynamic version. Let me know in the comments which one of these two you guys prefer. Next, we have the second effect we're going for, which is the Vertigo Effect. This is incredibly popular and so much fun.
Don't film that. What's wrong with you? The trick really is to match the movement of your zoom with your physical movement as well. So as you're zooming into the frame, you're also moving away. Or as you're zooming out of the frame, you're moving in the same distance, in the same interval.
Essentially, you're zooming out as you're pushing in or zooming in as you're pushing out to play with compression.
It's the timing. Like the zoom and the walking have to be perfectly aligned. If they're not, it ruins the effect. Can you see it? Can you see the vision? Don't do the whole movement now. Hoodie's already on, going from this way to this way, that's it.
And of course, adding in our color grade, this looks really cool.
So just as a backup, I'm gonna put it on a gimbal and not do any kind of zooming in camera itself, and then we'll zoom in post because we're recording in 8K and we can crop to 4K.
To do this, you can take this into any editing software you want, and we're basically just going to be zooming in and out with keyframes. So on your first frame, you want to match the zoom level as your last frame as you've pushed in. So on the first frame, we're going to zoom this in and set a keyframe. Then we're going to go to our last frame where it's super tight. I'm going to zoom back out. So what this actually does after we ease it in is going to give us that very smooth zoom out effect as we're moving in. Basically what we would have done anyway in camera, but now we're doing it in post. So here's what it looks like straight out of camera without any post zoom applied. And this is what it looks like after we've applied our post zoom to achieve that vertigo effect. Honestly, it's just your choice how you want to execute the vertigo effect, whether it's in camera or in post. Even though I used the gimbal to get that second version of the shot, you actually don't need to because the stabilization on this is really, really good.
All right, so to film the whip transitions and to make these really cool looking in-camera transitions, we're gonna start by taking some shots off the car. So we're gonna film at different angles using different focal lengths and connect every single shot with a movement or a pan, which is why it's called a whip pan. So step number one is always to figure out what your movements are going to be, because we need to plan this before we start shooting. So let me give you an example. If I want to whip to the right, which means my clip A, the first clip, needs to end on whipping right. That would also mean my clip B, the second clip I'm transitioning into, should start with me whipping right. If I'm whipping up, the next clip should begin whipping up. Pretty simple. Man, it's so hot. The trick is to whip as fast and hard as you can because you want as much motion blur as possible. Basically what we're doing is we're cutting in the motion blur, if that makes sense.
So here, the sequence of events in which you film this is pretty important. Like here, I'm going to film straight ahead and then whip right really hard.
So I'm going to set this up in a way where I have the ultra wide camera and adjust for the white balance because the tint on the car makes it a little bit more blue.
Once again, whip right really hard and up.
I feel like that was great. Honestly, I'm sticking with it. All right, so now we went from left to right and then we whipped straight up. So for the whip up, I can actually get the tires or the front bumper. We can try either one of them. Whip down and then spin. Spin's a bit ambitious, but let's see. Whip it back just like that. Okay, you're gonna whip up and I'm gonna drive towards you and stop right in front of you.
Yeah, sure.
You sure?
I trust you.
Okay.
Quick disclaimer, I was going extremely slow and this is very, very safe. Don't worry about it. But this is the final shot to conclude the overall sequence. And this is what we ended up with.
The cool thing is, this doesn't need to be with cars or human beings. You can do this with pretty much anything. And to prove that point, I want to try with this weird log looking thing.
So once you've understood the concept, it's just about following the movement. So up for up, down for down, right for right. As long as you're matching the movement with the flow from previous video to next, you'll nail this effect. So was the OPPO Find X9 Ultra able to pass our filmmaker challenge for the top 3 most popular effects? Absolutely, and it did it so well thanks to the 10-bit color, the flexibility of lenses, and just how well it handles video footage. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and we'll see you again in the next video.